So what do you say we talk a little whiskey, specifically rye whiskey and rye whiskey from Sagamore Spirit out of Baltimore, Maryland. This was something I had not long ago at the distillery, and I knew shortly after trying it, this was something I had to get a hold of, do a review of, so we're doing that today. So again, exactly what is this? From Sagamore Spirit, this again is going to be their 8-year rye whiskey. Comes in at 114.9 proof. Or 57.45% ABV. It's a blend of two mash bills. This was something I just learned not long ago in terms of what it is that they do there. So it's really kind of a nice combination. So you've got a 95.5 rye mash bill in addition to a mash bill of 52% rye, 43% corn, and 5% malted barley. So those two mash bills blended ultimately into what we've got here today as their 8-year straight rye whiskey. Again, it's aged minimum of 8 years based on the age statement, and the MSRP on this is right around that $70, $75 price point. So I think for what this is, as we get into the review, you'll figure out or find out that it's ultimately a pretty nice price point for what it is. Sagamore's pretty good with pricing their whiskeys. Anyway, I would say that's something that they really kind of fall or focus on, is to make sure that they're giving you not only a high quality product, but really a nice bang for your buck. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into the color here. So as you can see, kind of a really nice copper, deep, rich, kind of like maybe lighter mahogany type of color, but move the whiskey around a little bit. Pretty nice oils on the glass overall. All right, let's get into the nose. Oh, like a spicy mint candy. Maybe like a little bit of like a lemon citrus. Oh, great baking spices on that. Oh, really rich, like sweet tobacco note. Oh, like a root beer candy. There's those old like little root beers. They used to look like a little barrel, but there were those root beer candies. I'm getting that, kind of bringing you back to that memory of a kid when you had those little root beer candies. But a really nice rye aspect that's there to it as well. So I think this is where the blending of the 95.5 and that 52% rye kind of work really well. You've got the spicy and the sweet blended together to give you this really nice overall nose so far. Yeah, really nice rich spices on that. Even a little bit of like a fudge brownie I'm getting. It's more than just a chocolate. It's specifically a little bit of like a fudge brownie. Maybe some molasses. Nice coffee bean, like a really nice rich quality coffee bean I'm getting on that. All right, let's go ahead and we'll kind of get into the taste here. Cheers. Something I absolutely love in a quality rye whiskey is that really nice candied mint note. And you're definitely getting it. It's one of the things I'm getting right away, in addition to this fantastic spice, this lingering spice. Your tongue like tingles. It's so rich, creamy, mouth coating. Really, really nice. Like right away, just an explosion of flavors, you know, in your mouth. Followed quickly by some really nice, like sweet tobacco notes. Yeah, that like candied mint, maybe even a little bit of like a lemon citrus that's there as well on it. Fudgy notes, coffee, espresso. One thing that's been consistent not only on the nose, but definitely the palate, is that overall spice factor. It's really nice and spicy, like up front, and then you get some of that sweetness that follows quickly. So you get that nice like wave of something, and it just continues to linger, which is really nice. That's something you want on a really high quality whiskey period, is, you know, those explosions of flavors. They may come in waves, and that's kind of a really fun experience with whiskey. It's such an inviting rye whiskey. This is one of those whiskeys that you just want to sit around a fire. Maybe if you're a cigar guy, if you want a nice cigar with this, I think it would pair really, really well. But just sitting around on a nice fall or winter day, it's nice and warming. Not overly hot, but it's nice and warming. But I think this just would be that environment. If you had the right environment, or a nice environment, I should say, you know, it would just be a really, really nice pair. And I can definitely see myself doing that. I mean, it's just a whiskey that you want to sit down, take your time with, enjoy it for what it is. And I think with what they've done with that 52 and 95.5 blend, it's kind of hit the sweet and spice and everything nice. It's a really fantastic and well blended rye whiskey. The one thing constantly all the way through has been, well, really three things: the sweet, the spice, that candied mint. And it's something I really look for in a quality rye, are those kind of components. Again, it's mouth coating, it's creamy. It's something that makes you want to kind of almost slow down, take your time with, you know, enjoy what this whiskey, you know, has to offer. And I'll say, when you start getting into, you know, really that, you know, 7, 8, 9 year range with rye whiskeys, that overall complexity factor really begins to shine. There's something that just starts to kind of come through in a rye within those ages that just translates. It's just something that happens with that whiskey, and it's definitely happened with this one. So, you know, again, if you can find, you know, this specifically, you know, do yourself a favor at that price point, that $70, $75, you know, range. I think for, again, at an 8-year rye whiskey, I think it's a really nice value in today's day and age. The more I've actually talked, a little bit more of an orange citrus starts to come out as well. So you've got a little bit of that orange, mint, sweet, a little bit of oak, spice. It's really a nice, well-crafted rye whiskey. I give these guys a lot of props for what they're doing there. You know, over the past few years, I know they're about ready to, middle part of November of 21, they're about ready to start releasing, you know, some of their own, you know, Maryland grown grain, you know, ryes. So some really fun things going on with Sagamore. So I would highly encourage you to try them out. And specifically this, if you're able to find it or go to the distillery or find it in your market, don't hesitate. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with what this has to offer. So there you have it. This is their 8-year straight rye whiskey from Sagamore Spirit. Again, it's a blend of a 95.5 rye mash bill, and the other mash bill is a 52% rye, 43% corn, and 5% malted barley. So really interesting, different blend. Not many people, I don't think, doing anything like that. So it gives you a little bit of an interesting twist. And yeah, there you have it. I think, again, from Sagamore Spirit, doing some absolutely fantastic things. So go check them out. I'll have a link in the description below if you want to try to find some Sagamore. So again, thank you so much for tuning into another one of my reviews. Greatly appreciate all of the support. Hey, let me know your experience with Sagamore, some of your thoughts there as well. Also, if you'd like to follow me, you can on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel or become part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, check the link in the description below for the Patreon, and that will give you all the details there as well. So with that being said, I want to say thank you again, and remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.